April Stanley, and she is a person of a certain age.
60.
We'll say. All right, she'll say. And
2 years from Social Security.
And we're going to talk about the impact that the rideshare or sharing economy has on people in the senior market. It's something that I've noticed that companies like Uber, Lyft, Shipt, Instacart, Grubhub, all these companies are great opportunities not only for the 20-somethings and 30-somethings, but I noticed there's a unique market that's starting to open up. So I wanted to sit down and talk to you just to see how this sharing economy has affected you as someone who's a couple years away from Social Security, may not want to get into the normal grind of a normal 9 to 5. So if you can just speak about that, how you feel as if the sharing economy has affected you.
Yeah, that's like you said. A full-time job does not fit my schedule right now because what I do is I help with my grandkids. So I want to be available for them, to take them to school, to pick them up from school. If they're sick, I can take them from school. On summertime, I'll be home for them and watch them. So I need a flexible schedule. And not even part-time won't work because you got to be there a certain time. And what if the kids are sick? What if the kids are sick and I need to go get the kids? So my first priority is the grandkids and make sure I'm there for them. So I needed a job where if I have time and when I have time, I can say, okay, I'm ready to work a few hours. And I'm only willing to do a few hours. The max might be 4 hours because working a full 8-hour day is too tiring for me. It's too tiring. So that's why these kind of jobs are really good because they don't have a supervisor over you. You're your own boss. You don't have someone, giving all these, looking at you and giving all these evaluations. I mean, my generation, we know customer service. We're naturally friendly. We naturally are more reliable. And we make sure we're going to say we're going to do something, we're going to do our job well. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about with the older generation. So I like the fact, well, okay, I have a few hours to drop my grandkids off, so I can work for 3 hours. And I'll, go ahead and open up the app and I'm ready to take some deliveries. So that's what I like about it.
Okay, that's awesome. And let me ask, do you feel, because I know for myself, I'm 6'4", I'm a bigger guy. There's things that customers won't, try with me naturally. But for someone like yourself, you're a female, like you said, you're 60 years old. Do you have, what are the safety concerns that you feel whenever you're doing some of these jobs? And the things that you try to do as precautions to make sure that you stay safe?
Okay, first off, when I first started, I was thinking about making money dinner time and nighttime, but I don't do nighttime anymore once it gets dark because I can't see that well at night. Plus, these places, these condos or these apartments, I can't see their numbers. They're dark streets, so I don't think it's very safe to work at night. So I don't work at night. I only work during the day. And to me, that's pretty good because, during the day, mostly it's office workers or neighborhoods that are wide open. So I think it's safe to work during the day. It's no problem.
Okay. Alrighty. And so, since you mostly do your deliveries during the day, and I noticed that you do have your own YouTube channel, and if you just want to go, your YouTube channel is
55 and over, life before Social Security check.
Yes, and I love it. So if you do get a chance, check out the YouTube channel. It's awesome, and I see that a lot of times you do your deliveries with your grandchildren in the car, which is also awesome because I like doing deliveries with my son, and it's really kind of cool teaching them a level of responsibility. But how do you feel as if that time that they spend with you is impacting them?
Kids like it, the fact that they know you have to work for a living. Things don't come free. And I explained to them, I said, you got to buy gas, things cost money. Money doesn't grow on trees. And here our grandma's working so I can have money. And I would tell them, just be there with me. I can get you a Slurpee or whatever, but money don't come on the trees, so they gotta learn. I think kids need to know that things cost money and they need responsibility.
That's awesome. And that's the lesson I'm trying to teach my son as well because he thinks everything is free, so that's not going to apply. And I noticed that on your channel that you try to be, something I've always encouraged is being multi-platform, meaning being on, doing Uber Eats, doing Grubhub, doing Postmates, doing all these different platforms all at the same time to kind of make up your total income. How have you seen that strategy affect the way that you make money?
Well, I wish I could do better at that. I wish I could multitask. I can't now. I used to be able to, but I wish I could do DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub and Postmates all at the same time and juggle them. That way you're always busy, but I can't. I get confused, so I have to do. I might have 2 apps up, and the one that gets hitting me with more orders, I close the other app up and focus on that one app. All I can do is focus. I would make more money if I could do more than one app at a time, but I can't. And I want to focus and do a good job on whatever app I'm working at. And if you do a good job and people are happy, they might give you a tip or whatever. So that affects the reputation of the app, of the company, and your tips.
Awesome. Now, also, I noticed that when you drive, and this is from me talking to you, you tend to go out with a set dollar amount that you have in mind. Like, this is how much I want to make. For me, I kind of have the same type of strategy where I have a certain amount that I want to make. How do you think that focuses you in when it comes to making your deliveries, when it comes to you're just working out there, having that set dollar amount that, hey, I need to make this much before I can go back home?
Well, my grandson, the youngest one, Mason, he helped me with that one. He's like, okay, Grandma, we're going to do 5 deliveries. And usually, if we can do 5 deliveries, I make my money. I make that. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to pay off a couple of bills and have some gas and have a little bit of money. So, $30, $40 a day just for working 2 or 3 hours is fine. Especially if you work 5 days a week. $100, a little over $100 a week is all I need really to make it. Because I don't have to worry about mortgage or rent or anything. That's my daughter, so I don't have those problems hanging over me, those responsibilities.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get my stress level to be low. So the stress level is low, and I'm trying to do these deliveries. One delivery every half hour is fine with me. Is that good? Okay. So that's very important to make the stress level. But the thing about that money, though, you want to make a certain amount of money. You can't make your dollars doing a McDonald's trip 20 miles out your way. Your gas is gone. It's a $3 order. You got to think about that sometimes too.
Definitely. Yeah. I think we've all got those orders that is like, go 20 miles out that way and then come back 3 miles. So that's definitely, I think all of the listeners can have that experience.
You can't accept 100. We want to accept 100% of the orders, but sometimes, sense, you got to use common sense and say, no, I'm not going to go across town for the Starbucks coffee. No, you're not.
Exactly. Now, one thing that I noticed with you mostly do delivery apps. Have you ever done the regular Uber or Lyft at all?
I first started off wanting to do Uber. That's my first app that I was going to do, and they accepted me and everything. But then once I went out that night to do my Uber drive, they were like, your car is not qualified for Charlotte. So come to find out, my car was no good, so I ended up having to back up and look for other apps I can't do to drive. And when I tried to do Lyft, it was telling me it wasn't available at that time. So, I don't think my car is too old for that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I don't qualify for those. I would love to, but I don't.
So that kind of takes me to the next level, because that's something where you kind of saw opportunity, because I know a lot of my friends, they may have older cars, they may have some body damage, they don't qualify for Uber and Lyft, but you just went ahead and you found other companies that were doing the delivery side where your car is not so much, it just needs to be up to date.
Working.
Working, exactly.
A working condition.
Exactly. So it seems like that really helped you still keep the independence of what you were wanting to do, but also and not miss out on the opportunity of being in a rideshare industry, even though your car wasn't what they were looking for. Now, this is kind of a part where you can kind of speak as you please. What kind of advice would you give for another 60-year-old grandmother or grandfather who, like you said, you're a couple years away from Social Security, you don't want to work the grind of a 9 to 5, but at the same notion, you do want to make some extra money in a part-time or what kind of advice would you give them, and what things would you give them? Kind of nuggets of information would you give them?
Well, it's getting to the point now. If you want to be your own boss, you don't want to have to be stuck. If we get to the age and we don't want to have to be stuck in a job where they demand so much of your time, they demand you to do this and that and this, you don't need that stress. So it depends on if you have some kind of skill. If you're a type of person that can sew or you can make things with your hands, sell that at a flea market. Do something like that. Or you're a farmer or whatever, you grow things like your fruit and stuff, and sell it at a flea market or something. But if you're like me, to have no kind of skills or whatsoever, you can just do the apps, the delivery apps, which is nothing to it. Just have to have a smartphone and a car that works. So it takes money to make money. So if you have a phone that works, a smartphone, and a car that works, just need some gas money, you can do it. And the gas money part, like Uber Eats, you get paid every day, so that you get your money in if you need some more gas. So there's different apps, and that's why I come with you. You let me know all these apps. I'm looking for more and more apps and more options that we can have. Don't stick yourself on one app. Try to expand yourself so you have a lot of options, because there are a lot of apps out there and a lot of companies out there that are willing to work with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. And I will be working on some more apps and helping you get set up on some more. I know that there was a couple apps that you were interested in jumping on, so I know we're going to be working together with that. And that's it.